just going for the units and trying to push this back. One soldier, one rifleman left now for Yummy. Kieras is going to push in. And I think this could be it. That tower's nearly completed, and that's going to go up pretty soon to establish a beachhead. And yeah, with one rifleman left, he can't contest this. YummyBlaBla is going to GG, and Kieras takes game 2. We're going to be going into the 3rd game pretty shortly, and that was a really close game actually on Steps of War. That was surprisingly close. Alright, we're just going to grab the 3rd map from the players right now, and then go into it. Alright, and it looks like it's going to be the route. I'm just going to let Kieras know. And then we'll be going into the 3rd game of the series here. Alright guys, do let me know in the chat by the way if the sound levels are off, the music's too loud, or you just think my music sucks. Alright, and everyone's set up right now. We're just gonna. Kieras says he's ready. Yummy says he's ready. We're going in to the 3rd match in this best of 3 series. Up in the top left in the red trunks, losing game 1 but bringing it back nice and strong in game 2. It is Kieras. Down in the bottom right, making a fantastic debut in his first match. Can he tie up the series? Can he possibly even go to the finals today and pick up those lovely prizes we have on offer? It is gonna be Yummy in the blue trunks. Now this is a map that I'd really expect gonna be barracks first from both players, and we see that out of Yummy already. That's mainly just because there's 2 entrances to the main base here. As much as you've got a natural inside, it's still pretty risky not to go for the barracks. You can also knock down this forge to get it a double base, and this workshop to open up essentially the 3rd base to the attack. And we're actually going to see 6 expand out of Kieras, which is a really interesting decision. I'm not quite sure I agree with that. I think he's possibly just going back to just a style he's played before the tournament. But we'll see how that works out for him. You can defend both entrances with the tower, but it is quite hard to come back from not having those barracks units early, because your opponent gets so much control. They can deny your 3rd base, they can open up various paths for themselves, they can take down this forge and start to get a nice double base to their 2nd base. And we're going to see Yummy is going to go out for the scout again, and Kieras actually for once, possibly learning from the earlier 2 games, is going to go out to scout. And I definitely think that's something that he should have done in the last 2 games. Scouting's really important in this game, and getting those little bit extra gold, not always really worth it in my opinion. It's always worth it to scout. You never know when you could meet something weird and unexpected like a forge rush. Alright, Kieras is now going to come to the natural. He's going to see what his opponent's doing, and he will have to cut workers and throw down the tower fairly shortly, at about the 2-minute mark right now. But he's going to struggle, and YummyBlaBla is probably just going to go into the rifleman again. They go straight away. But what I really want to see out of him is when he spots this double expand, is to then start to go into soldiers and actually then just contest that tower. That's a play of starting to be seen in some of the scrimmages, not so much bleeding into high level play yet, but I really like the idea. The idea that you don't just sort of go, alright, I can't contest this. And Kieras actually with a big mistake there, he's going to lose the worker. He only just reacts, but it's too late. And the tower's going to go down at the front here. I guess he was just fighting with this worker. Yeah, he was. And there we go, Yummy going for the proxy barracks now as Kieras just concedes all map control. And I really hope it's going to be this soldier push. It does only take 3 soldiers to actually take down a tower. So all he has to do is go for sort of 1 or 2 production cycles of soldiers between these 2 barracks. He'll be able to burst down that tower really before Kieras gets much time to react if he goes for 4 soldiers as well. And that's going to be a really difficult position for Kieras. If he loses that tower, then both those bases are going to be in a massive amount of trouble, and we're going to see the rifleman's going to come in here now for Yummy. He should back off pretty much immediately. There we go. He knows that he's not going to get any damage done with that tower there. He is going to deny the scout, which is nice. The scout could get out the bottom left hand side, but I don't know why Kieras keeps stepping this worker forward. That's just going to be more damage than you really want to take. The second barracks is finishing now, and you can see there's a soldier in the production tab, probably another one pretty soon. You'll be able to support both these barracks and slightly more with the 11 workers that he has. You only need 7 for 2 barracks production. And there we go, another soldier. It is going to be this soldier rush. He is going to get the soldiers, push that tower, and if Kieras didn't spot what's happening, he's going to be in a huge amount of trouble. He's got to be able to repair that tower in time. He's going to go scouting and going to try and find something, but all he's going to see is that 1 Rax. He should see a second base, and he should be surprised when he doesn't see that. But he's possibly going to spot it way too late. There's going to be 3 soldiers and a rifleman out at the front gate of Kieras pretty soon here. His barracks is on the way, and he's not even going to get to the natural right now of his opponent for quite a while. He's actually scouting the 3rd base right now, looking for a double expand build. Or possibly even... no, he does know there's a cast opportunity in the middle, so he's looking for the double expand. But that's not remotely what this is. It's not the double expand. There we go, he's getting suspicious now. He's going to throw up the 2nd tower in the middle of his base. But Yummy possibly going to go for it in just a second. He sees no castle right now in the main base. He only sees 1 barracks. He goes, oh my gosh, it's got to be a proxy. He's going to get a nice worker pick, which is good for him, but Yummy already has more workers than he needs. He's been using them to produce stuff at the front here. And Yummy's just going to wrap around both sides and then probably just dive in for this tower. The 2nd tower is really going to help, but with so many units starting to pile up at the front here, there's very little Kieras can do. He might be looking to throw down a tower in his opponent's base, which will be cute. But if Yummy's paying attention, he can deal with that. Kieras possibly actually going for the house block. He's just looking to delay his opponent. But there we go. The soldiers come in. The 3rd tower is going to go down. And possibly not quite enough soldiers on top of this tower just yet. He's not focusing down the repairing workers. So Kieras might survive this. But right now the tower's already dropped to half health. There aren't that many workers on top of it. There's a low health worker that's probably going to get picked off pretty soon. Kieras actually getting on top of that. The 2 towers will finish up. Is Kieras going to hold here? It's going to be massive if he does. His opponent's economy is going to be so much further behind. The soldiers do go down here, and it looks like the 2 towers are going to be enough. Yummy does back up, and Kieras possibly going to hold with the 2 towers right now. He is going to be able to continue to produce units behind this, and Kieras is going to throw down a tower in his opponent's main base, which is nice, but that's going to get cleaned up pretty shortly. There we go, the workers are going to go clean that up. And Kieras looking surprisingly in a good spot. He held that really well. I think it was just the fact that he could wall off this 2nd tower, which I'm honestly surprised that worked so well. The choke was really nice. And right now he is a few workers ahead, but he did lose a few in that battle. But obviously he's a lot of units behind. And right now Yummy just going to go for the 3rd base up there. He's actually not picked off this tower of Kieras, which he needs to do really quickly. There's no way he should let that go up. There we go, the worker's going to be attacked now, and that tower's going to go down. Which is nice. And Yummy possibly looking for the double expand. He's building up a lot of gold right now. Oh, okay, he's going to go for the forge after this. Another worker is going to be picked off, which is nice, and the double base is going to be opened. And Kieras just trying to go into full production swing right now. And unfortunately for Yummy, this barracks at the front here is going to go down as soon as it gets scouted. There we go, the soldier's going to get dragged out of position. That's going to be it's going to be kited forever. And this barracks is going to be spotted, and that's going to go down, which is a huge blow right now. There's only 2 barracks up for Yummy, and as soon as that one's going to go down, he's going to be 2 barracks behind, which is just almost unrecoverable. He's grabbing his second base, and he's grabbing a forge, but I think there's going to be a huge opportunity in the next couple of minutes for Kieras to just really push his unit advantage, and get ready to sort of punish as hard as he can for this 2 barracks play. Which is not something I thought I'd be saying. I thought Yummy was going to have it there. There we go, the 3rd barracks is going to finish up right now, and looks like Kieras possibly... I think he's just going for the scout as opposed to possibly going for the 3rd base. Yummy's going to try and build up a few more units out here at the front, but I don't think he has anywhere near the firepower to contest this right now. He only has a few units extra, and there are 2 towers for Kieras, which is just such a massive difference. The +1 attack does start now, and that's going to help him in the mid game. That's going to help him keep up, but there's a 4th barracks going down. Yummy doesn't even have 3 barracks right now, so as much as he's okay for the moment, as soon as Kieras sort of decides to step out, I think it could be the beginning of the end here for Yummy. And see, Kieras spots that this double base has been opened up, but he sees he hasn't gone and taken it. So that's reassuring for the moment. He knows that he's okay. He is somewhat still trapped in his base though, so there is room for Yummy to be greedy and try and take a risk to get back into this game. But as of now, he's not really taken a big one. He's not grabbed a quick 3rd. He's grabbing the upgrades, but I don't know. I think I like Kieras' position better. I think this macro is going to be really good for him right now. And you can see Kieras is trying to throw down the double houses to free up as much supply as he can for his units. And he should be moving out pretty soon. He's not actually gauged his opponent's army strength anytime recently, so that is a bit of a mistake, but he probably feels trapped inside his base. But he doesn't really want to give any more time to his opponent. He's only on 2 barracks, but that will continue to build up army supply. And the +1 upgrade is about 30 seconds away from being done. And if that finishes, that's going to be huge in Rifleman versus Rifleman. With only 6 base damage, going up to 7 is going to make a big difference. There we go, Kieras is stepping out now. Possibly just before the upgrades from Yummy. Yummy knows that. He's going to possibly back off here, which he really should do. He doesn't want to engage with half his army, but Kieras smells blood. Yummy is going to have to back off here. This barracks is possibly going to be forfeit, but the upgrade's nearly done. With the army split in 2 right now, he's going to have to regroup, wait for the upgrade and go in. But this is going to be really close for Yummy. This is going to be such an important for him right now. This is going to be the fight that decides his life in the tournament. And you can see his soldier goes down at the front here right now. The upgrade does complete. And Kieras is going to back off now. His soldiers are going to go down in the back. And he's going to possibly try and damage this barracks. This barracks is still standing. There's a lot of soldiers coming in behind this for Kieras. His production kicking into full swing right now. As long as he can keep trading, then Kieras is going to be ahead. Yummy does keep producing units, and he does have the upgrades. But the army supply is so much better for Kieras, I don't think the upgrades are going to matter that much. 1 more soldier goes down, 2 more out here for Kieras. And I think he can just take this. He's going to try and put his tower down again on his opponent's 3rd base. And the army supply is dropping for Yummy, but it's dropping slower than you'd expect. 1 rifleman gets picked out there in the background. Yummy's going to try and stop this tower from going up, and we'll pick off the worker. But right now there's nothing really he can do to hold. He needs the units, but he just doesn't have them. He's actually going to be able to possibly push this away with those upgrades, which is nice. But you can see how many more units are coming pouring in here from Kieras. And this is going to be a really close 3rd battle. There are more soldiers coming up now, and Soldier will win the fight on the left. So Kieras actually not keeping